What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mod Squad Network's Conversations with the Mod Squad. I'm your host, Kevin, always joined by Felix.
What's up?
And this week's guest is Colin Etches from Colin in Conversation. How's it going, my man?
I'm all right, man. Thank you very much for pronouncing my second name right as well.
Well, I took a guess.
The American instinct is to say Eaches. And it's not, it's etched like the drawings, you know.
You should have said that. Now I'm going to call you that.
Oh, thank you, you rotten bastard.
Love the accent, man. Where are you from?
I'm from the Midlands. I'm from the middle of the country, near Nottingham, Robin Hood.
Okay.
You know, that kind of neck of the woods.
Cool.
But also, unlike most English people, Felix, I'm educated.
Wasn't going to say anything.
The first question we like to ask our guests is, what exactly is Colin in Conversation and how did that show come about?
Well, I'm a comedian and it seems to be part of in the same way as we all wear Casio stopwatches, we all have to have a podcast. And I resisted the temptation for a long time. And what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd do a podcast that I really tried the opposite of being funny. We have serious people in to talk about serious stuff. So we talked about in the first series, we had a guy that's a London taxi driver and he talked to us for an hour about 30 years as a London cabbie, which you can imagine was quite interesting. We had a chat with a GP, a general practitioner, about the working in the NHS and working during COVID. So I play it quite straight, if I'm honest. It's a step away from what I normally do. But what I do is I pick people that I want to listen to. It's quite self-indulgent, boys. I pick people that I want to listen to, and the hope is that a few other people in the world will want to have a listen to them too.
Well, in all honesty, that is why you are on this show. We want to listen to you, so we decided to have you on. Brilliant. So that's kind of how we pick our guests as well. So I like
It's my favourite thing talking, and I even love talking about myself even more.
Oh, who don't like talking about themselves? I mean,
that's what this show's all about.
I've been known to be a bit of a narcissist myself, so.
No, never. Not Kevin.
I've spent enough time with you already, Kevin, to know that that's probably quite true.
Oh, it is. It definitely is. So, Colin, what this show is all about, it's letting your fans get to know you more on a personal level, but in a lighthearted type of way.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with some word association questions from Felix. I'm gonna ask you about 15 thought-provoking questions, and we'll end it with some rapid fire this or that. So let's go ahead and take it away, Felix. Word association.
All right, man. Just the first thing that pops in your head. Western.
Best hotels. Best Western hotels. That's terrible, isn't it?
That's the first time we got that answer.
Yeah.
I like it, though.
Hero.
Super.
Desire.
Not at my age.
Network? Or was that not the answer?
No, that was the answer. That's fine.
Oh,
Network, really fucking useful.
Storm?
I live in the UK. Our weather's rubbish. So, we don't get proper storms, really. So, would be my response.
Adventure.
Always.
United States?
Ooh.
I like it.
I like that answer. Ooh.
My answer would have been different last week, but we've had quite a heavy week, which I'm sure we're not going to go into during this.
No.
I think America, cousins works for me.
Bizarre?
Fucking Colin.
Memory?
I've smoked way too much weed over the years.
So no memory. Fear?
No, not really. Not for me. No.
Die?
Eventually,
Hard?
less often these days.
We all need a little help. And my last one, cheeseburger.
Yes, please.
I like
That
it.
works.
Yum yum.
Oh, I love a good cheeseburger.
Oh, me too. And I've seen some of them great things you have over there. Like ours look quite normal compared to. I've seen Man versus Food.
We got some big burgers over here.
Yeah.
We definitely do. But to follow up on Felix's cheeseburger question, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Now, as you can see from my logo, if I move that way, right,
Mhm.
after all my serious conversations to break the ice at the end, my favourite food, lads, is sandwiches, right? I don't think a hot dog is a sandwich because, and we talked about this on Bracket Bastards last week, didn't we? And I don't, irrespective of what Freddie might say, I don't think a hot dog is a sandwich.
I agree with you. I fully agree with you.
Yeah, I think it's got that's a sandwich, isn't it, or a variant on that.
Yes,
It's got to have two definitive slices, and then something in the middle.
I like
A
it.
hot dog.
Don't cut
need
it.
to break. You don't need to break that bad boy, do you?
No, you don't. You don't. It's more of a taco than it is anything else.
Yeah.
All right. When I think of a hot dog, I think of events, and I love wrestling events. I love going to wrestling events because when that wrestler comes through that curtain, you know exactly who he is and what he's all about when that music hits.
Yeah.
If you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
Lowrider.
Oh my friend.
Yeah.
Feel the low
That's
rider.
what's up, man.
Yeah,
love it.
Lowrider. If I had to have a tune playing all the time, that's the one. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dude, I could see that too. You walk in, I could see the nice little smooth walk into the room,
Yeah.
head little bob.
Well,
I like that.
when I took a show to Edinburgh in 2023, and I did a month show at the Edinburgh Festival, and that was my warm up song.
I like it.
That
No,
was the
that's a
one
good one.
backstage, my getting the game face on.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We're gonna stay with the songs. What is your guilty pleasure car karaoke song? You know that one that plays, comes on the radio, and you roll your windows up, crank up the tunes on the radio, and just sing as loud as you can, but maybe slightly embarrassed that you do.
Did you guys remember a British band called Right Said Fred?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
You're too sexy.
Right. Well, they did a song called Deeply Dippy. That
Okay.
is a bit of a guilty pleasure. Also a song called Hallelujah by Andy Grammer.
Okay.
It's a very cheesy dance tune. Yeah, well, I must have more guilty pleasures. There are a few naff songs that I just really adore.
Yeah.
Anything by the Beach Boys.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Like, yeah, stuff that you really, you shouldn't admit on camera.
There's nothing wrong with the Beach Boys. Nothing wrong at all. Nothing
I
wrong
love-
with some
I
Taylor
love the
Swift
one-
or NSYNC.
The Beach Boys songs where they name just all like the Bahamas and all that. What's that one called?
Kokomo or
That's
Yeah,
the one.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
That's the
Love
one.
that song.
yeah.
Yeah, I just whenever the Beach Boys, but you can't play the Beach Boys when it's cold outside.
You know what? That's true.
I mean, you can, and it may just warm your heart, warm you from the inside out.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure I want to hear about the beach when there's a foot of snow outside.
This is true. This is very much true.
But like I love music, man. Like there's probably loads more guilty pleasures, but
I like it. But we're going to stay in the car, and I want to know what's the farthest you've ever traveled from home for vacation?
Topically, the furthest I've been away from home is probably the Ukraine.
All right.
I've travelled. I've done lots of Europe and Morocco, North Africa. So I suppose it's a toss-up between which is the closest of the two. But yeah, I went to the Eastern Europe in the mid-90s. It was a little bit dicey back then.
But you survived. You survived. That's all. That's all that matters.
Just about, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
about.
And the statute of limitations covers everything else.
Well, that's in distance. How about time? If you could travel 10 years to the past or 10 years to the future, but only for 24 hours, which way would you go and why?
Wow. Well, I don't think the future's going to be much better than now. You know what I mean? Like, so 10 years back, what's that taking us to? 2014?
Yeah, 2014.
2015.
Yeah, 2015.
So that's before that Trump was in power the first time. Fucking hell. 10 years. It'd have to be 10 years into the past, I suppose, but not for any spectacular reason other than to feed myself some interesting football results.
You're gonna biff it with a sports almanac.
Yeah, I'm going full Back to the Future. And hang the consequences. You know what I mean? Like, consequences are for poor folk, aren't they? Like us.
This is true. This is true. All right. How about a little color theory? How would you describe the color purple to a blind man?
What? Assuming the blind man's always been blind.
The blind man has always been blind.
It wouldn't bloody matter, would it?
You could still describe it with, touch, feel.
Because things often feel purple.
Yeah.
Smell.
Smell. It smells purple.
Taste. Sounds.
Yeah, I'm hearing the words. I'm hearing the words, Felix. I'm just. Because you can't say it's the same colour as anything, can you?
No, you can't.
No. How would I do it? I haven't got a clue. Has anyone ever answered this question?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I've been on conversations, and I'll give you my answer, or the one I think I gave anyway. Melting ice. Purple feels like melting ice.
Okay.
And I said the Purple Rain soundtrack.
I'm autistic, right? So I took your question way too literally. Like, if you ask now, I'm with you. Purple's comfortable, cozy, soft. I think comforters, pillows, blankets.
No, that's a good description of it. Yeah.
Being autistic, I took you way too literally.
I can definitely see that for sure.
Yeah. No, comfortable. Purples are nice, comfortable.
All right,
In Dutch, they'd say gezellig.
We went a little serious. Now we're going to get into the light side. What is the funniest thing to ever happen to you that you can legally talk about? Little disclaimer there.
I once walked into the bathroom, took my trousers down, and sat on my girlfriend's lap while she was having a shit.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? And you'd hope that story ends there, that it doesn't, because my missus hit me on the arse. My missus hit me on the arse really hard. And it was that day I realised I didn't like spanking, lads.
Fucking hurts.
Not a fan, no. That was pretty funny.
The sad part is I'm picturing it, and I shouldn't be.
My son, remember I told you I'm autistic and I take things literally. My son once came into my lounge and went, Dad, my sister's been eaten by a dragon, right? And now I jumped up, Kevin. I jumped up. And it was only when I was halfway through getting into my phone that I realised two things. I realised the first one is they were probably playing a game, right?
Yeah.
The second thing I thought, Kev, was, who the fuck are you going to ring, Colin? You know, like,
You're going to call.
I've not got St. George's number, you know.
Fucking Dragon's out now.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. But if you were to poll your family and friends, what would they say you're most known for?
I suppose it depends what mood they were in. Words, communication.
There you go.
Yeah, I think communication.
There you go. That's a
I
good one.
assume.
I like that. I'm a Superman guy. Superman is one of my favorite comic book characters. I used to read comics all the time. It was one of my mediums of choice. But if you had a superhuman power, just one superhuman power, what would it be? And would you use it for good or evil?
I take an issue with this question, right? And I only take an issue with this question because a comedian from the UK called Jimmy Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Jimmy Carr? It might not have been Jimmy Carr. I might be wrong, actually. When asked that question, he said he'd like to be invisible for a day. And when he was asked why, he says because he'd like to kick a mime artist to death.
A mime artist.
So I don't think I can do any funnier than that. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty funny. Like,
That is pretty funny.
He said at least he would die with everyone thinking he was good at his job.
This is true.
Do you know what? A fun one, like, because I'm quite good in the kitchen, right? I'd quite like to be condiment man.
Condiment
and I turn up in a kitchen emergency. You know, when you're in the middle of doing something and you're like, shit, I've got no stock cubes. You know what I mean? Like, I think that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? You know,
go into your utility belt like Batman.
Yeah, with a salt shaker, pepper shaker, you know. Spices on a belt, like like El Moriarty, the belt with the bullets. Instead, it's kind of herbs and
spices.
Yeah, chili peppers and I think condiment man, that'd be quite cool. Just wander in, date night, and you've forgot that vital ingredient.
You're invited to the barbecue if you are, for sure. You're cooking.
I think condiment man, that sounds fun.
Oh, like I said though, I read comics. It's one of my mediums of choice. But what single piece of media, whether it be a book, movie, or TV show, has had the most influence on the person you are today?
A couple. Can I give more than one answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the comedian that I am, George Carlin, Bill Hicks, Lenny Bruce, your guys, the old guys that from the American guys that aren't with us anymore. But ask me I forgot the question, Kevin.
What single piece of media, whether it be book, movie, or TV show?
Yeah. Probably either Red Dwarf, which I'm a massive Red Dwarf fan. Some of you guys in the States may have seen it. I know that they made one pilot episode and it was dreadful.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf, and and a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which is by a guy called Richard Bach. I don't know if you've come across the book.
No, I'm not. I'm not a big book reader unless it's a comic.
It's about a seagull, and all he really wants to do is dive all day. And the other seagulls shun him because he's not being a proper seagull, is he? He's not flying about and looking for the boats and eating the fish. He just wants to dive bomb all day and get better at it. And the long and short of it is he died, but he died doing what he loved doing, and he didn't follow the crowd. That's the moral of the story. Be an individual, which is not
actually a good moral. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Well, if your life was a movie, though, what would the title be, and who would play you?
I think it'd have to have quite a crazy title because I think it'd be a little bit like being John Malkovich. I think it'd be in that sort of vein of sort of head shrinker of a movie. Skin of My Teeth.
There you go. That's a good title. I'd watch that.
Skin of My Teeth. And who would play me? Somebody sexy with long hair and a beard, I guess.
Brad Pitt?
No. I've heard his English accent. He sounded like an Irishman. I think, well, he's from the next town from where I live, actually. So he'd have to grow some hair, but Jason Statham.
Okay.
Yeah, they can put him in a wig.
Yeah, he'd have to, but I'm from a place called Warsop, and he's from a place called Shirebrook, and they're right next door to each other. So yeah, maybe a local lad. Yeah,
I can see that. Little Jason. I can see some similarities there, actually. So cool.
Or Andy Serkis, which is the most lookalikes that I
Oh
get.
shit! Yeah.
I get told I look like Andy Serkis a lot.
That works even better, actually.
So Andy Serkis would probably be the one that looks like me the most.
All right, here's a standard question that gets asked a lot. If you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 items would you take with you and why? Stranded alone on a desert island.
What, for an unspecified period of time?
Yes.
Okay. Right. We'll find the weed on the island, right? But I need a bong. You know what I mean? No, you don't want to find the weed, do you, and end up having to make a bong? Because that's just a ball ache, you know what I mean, right?
I mean, you can always get some trash that washes up, like a Coke can or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cynical.
A Coke can.
Yeah, or you know what I mean, McDonald's wrapper, or no. What 3 things?
It's hard because you only get 3.
It is. I take a copy of the complete Douglas Adams Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy with all the 4 books in. It's got the Restaurant at the End of the Universe and all of them. A bong. I stand by that. And a decent sleeping bag.
Oh, yes. Sleep is very important.
Yeah, like a decent sleeping bag. Yeah, something with arms in.
There you go.
Yeah, so I think a decent sleeping bag, definitely.
All right. If you could switch lives with someone for a day, though, who would it be and why? Anyone in the world, fictional or non? I'm going to expand it.
Do you know? I think fictional or non-fictional.
Mm-hmm.
I think do you know what? A woman. Any woman. I don't mind which woman at all, right? Just so when they say you don't know what it's like, Cole, I can say, yeah, I do. Tried it.
I like it.
I definitely like it too.
Yeah.
All right, last couple questions I have is, what are your 1 year, 5 year, and 10-year goals?
I've only really got one goal in life in general, which is to kind of have a nice life and do what I want to do. That's but I guess incrementally I'd like to be earning a bit more money each, I guess in a year's time, I'd quite like to have a podcast that's making me some money. I suppose in 5 years' time, I'd quite like to be playing big arenas across the States and Europe. That'd
I'd check you out.
Mm-hmm.
be comfortable. really is my goal all the time. Just, I've got no aspirations on riches. I just like to be comfortable. And I'd like that to go on ad infinitum, really.
I like it. I like it a
Yeah.
lot, man. The very last question I have for you is, if you took center stage to the world and had everyone by their ear, what would your message be?
Treat people nice. 3
I like
words.
it.
That's it. Nothing else.
I like it. I mean, it's a simple and easy message. You know what I mean?
There's no
I like it.
ambiguity. You can't say, I misunderstood the message. You fucking didn't. Then you're an idiot.
All right, we're going to finish up with some rapid fire this or that from Felix. Felix, you want to go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna list 2 things. Just pick one of them. Is the term GIF or GIF?
We'll say that again. Give
Is
or
the
get.
term
Yeah.
term GIF or GIF?
GIF, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we
Android. That's what we think. Some people think it's GIF. Android or Apple?
Android. Fuck Apple.
DC or Marvel?
Do you know what, DC? Batman rules, man. Marvel have got nothing as good as Batman.
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Prince won, man, all day.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
And just touching on Prince, I saw Purple Rain 2 days ago in theaters. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, great musician. Super talented. Like, as a musician, I hate him. Like, the dude could play 18 instruments or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Too virtuoso. He was like, just so super talented, man. Yeah, super talented.
This one's a yes or no. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Hell yes. It's not a pizza if it's got no pineapple on it. Kevin wants to kill me. I can see it, man.
Yeah. I thought we were
We
buddies.
liked you too.
I
We
liked
liked you
you.
too. All right. Star Wars The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi?
Oh my God. Like I'm old school. I only really like the first 3. Force Awakens, I guess.
Agreed. Cats or dogs?
Ooh. Quite like both. If my life depended on it, cats.
All right. Speaking of Batman, Michael Keaton Batman or Christian Bale Batman?
Oh, Christian Bale, Batman.
Okay.
Really, Kevin?
He's the worst one of all.
Oh, see, I tell you the one Batman that he only did the one movie. I quite liked the guy that did it in Batman versus Superman, even though the movie was terrible.
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck was brilliant as Batman.
I thought
He's
he
my
was really
favorite
good.
Batman.
In my head, Batman wasn't this ninja type guy. He was a bit overweight. He was a billionaire playboy. You know, he so for me, I really enjoyed. But everything else about that movie sucked.
What did you think of the Snyder Cut?
I've not seen it. I've not seen any of the Justice League movies.
Watch the Zack Snyder cut. That one will blow you away.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good.
because I thought the Batman versus Superman was a great cast, brilliant but lousy script. Just like it's like they went, oh, we better get this out while the Endgame's out, and then completely rushed it to get it to the box office.
It had so much potential and just didn't live up to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I love Batman. I find Superman challenging because you can't beat him. You can't stop him. You know what I mean? I find him challenging.
Checkers or chess?
Chess.
Books or Audible?
Audible, definitely.
And my last one, soft or hard homemade tacos?
Oh, yeah. You see, I'm quite a messy eater. I prefer a soft taco. Yeah, the hard taco, you kind of.
Yeah, it'll fall apart on you sometimes.
Like I tell Kevin all the time, if you make them right, you make the shows right, it won't happen. But
I buy the pre-made hard tacos.
we make ours.
Do you know that we've just started getting Taco Bells up here in England?
What do you think?
You know
I've not tried one. It's only been in the last year or so that they've started appearing.
We're going to have to do a follow-up episode just to find out what you think of Taco Bell when you try one.
Yeah. Well, listen, what I will tell you is I don't know what all the fuss about Krispy Kremes is all about.
Have you had a Krispy Kreme?
I've had Krispy Kremes in England.
Like
fresh,
hot off the presses.
Yeah,
warm?
like they sell them in all the supermarkets, and they're
Yeah,
delivered.
no. You got to get them at the shop fresh. Like they're still hot.
No, we have what we have is
they're
once they've been sitting there,
sitting
there for a day or two, no.
There's a load of little factories around the country that Krispy Kreme have bought, and they filter them to all the supermarkets.
Gotcha.
What they do here is they make them and sell them at the same place, and when they put out, like I think it's a blue light,
red light,
they give them out free, and oh my god, just hot off the presses, those will melt in your mouth, man.
And if you ever do try a Krispy Kreme donut, it's not the same, but a more similar, put it in the microwave for 5 to 10 seconds.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. They just feel like diabetes.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Yeah. I've got a friend that will eat his way through a box of 9.
But I'm a big boy. I like them. All right, Colin. That does it for this episode. We ran through all of our questions. The only thing I got left to ask you is, do you have anything coming up, and where can people find you?
People can find me all over the internet because I'm an internet whore, but not the good kind.
I'm both.
Yeah, not the good kind. And you can find me at Comic Colin 78. You can find the podcast Colin in Conversation at all reputable podcast places and some disreputable ones, I would imagine. And we've got a couple of other projects coming soon, so just keep an eye on Instagram, Facebook, Comic Colin 78.
Will do, man. Thank you for joining us. It's been a blast. I enjoy all these conversations, and I think you are the first one that we've ever had from across the pond. So
yeah, man.
Very cool.
Great. It was good fun, lads.
All right, I'm glad you had fun. So that does it for this episode of Conversations with the Mod Squad. So for Colin and Felix, I am Kevin saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.